In this video, I'm going to share with you how to monetize a non-bankable instrument. Did you inherit or somehow get, capture like an IBOE or a bond that's non-trading or in-ground asset, or maybe some kind of real estate in a third world country that you own, and as an asset, it's a legitimate asset, there's a dollar value attached to it, but you need cash and you have no idea how to monetize it. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to do it, the questions to ask, and how to pick law firms to help you execute a monetizable transaction. You've got to watch this video. Hi, I'm Taimour Zaman. I run a company called LineofCredit.ai, soon to become ALTFunds Global. I'm also the author of this book, Hypergrowth: How to Connect to Customers Anyways. In my YouTube channel, I decommoditize banking products that have been in existence for 60 or 70 years, primarily marketed to Fortune 5 companies or ultra high net worth individuals. These are banking products that banks market to these individuals. And really my mission is to help everyday entrepreneurs who hustle to access these products, services, and programs so that they can access capital, so they can invest in their business, create meaningful change in the world, create meaningful jobs in the world like that. You know, I want to tell you something about me. I am sick and tired of bank executives who all of them pretty much graduated from some Ivy school, start their career on the 44th floor of some Ivy tower, and they get promoted to the 77th floor. And when things like COVID hits or recession hits or inflation goes up, they create products and services that's awesome for their balance sheet shareholders. But the everyday business owner, everyday entrepreneur who's hustling, that needs access to capital, it becomes harder and harder and harder for them to get access to capital to create meaningful change in the world. One of the biggest challenges a lot of our customers face is they somehow get access or inherit or maybe win a lawsuit or something like that, but they get some kind of a banking instrument that's simply not easily monetizable. But when I say banking instrument, it could be maybe shares of a mining company, maybe it's bonds that are not trading, maybe it's IBOEs, maybe it's heritage bonds, things like that. That's just they simply don't know how to monetize it. And I just want to tell you there are a lot of ways to leverage these instruments that, as long as the instrument is real, keyword is real, and has a real third-party dollar value attached to it, these are things that you can easily monetize for sure. Most entrepreneurs that I know don't know how to monetize it, don't know what are the questions to ask, don't know how to even look for resources that they can count on, and so on. The truth is, billions of dollars of these types of assets are sitting in their desks on some kind of a bookshelf collecting dust, and the entrepreneurs hustling to grow their business. And if they could access 300,000 or 3 million like that, boy, would that make a massive difference in their business. Some entrepreneurs get to a point where they wonder, they go into an inquiry, can I monetize these assets? And they go on the internet and they find a lot of joker brokers who have no financial banking experience. Like really, the joker broker has no real banking experience. The joker broker says, yeah, I can monetize it. And then there's usually two types of joker brokers out there. There are ones that are con artists and will ask for an upfront fee and will take the upfront fee and just simply disappear. The second type of joker brokers, unfortunately there's a lot of them out there. There are ones that just have no banking experience and they'll say, yeah, I can monetize it. They take the client's KYC, know your client form, which has the client's passport information, and that joker broker, I kid you not, sends it to 7 other joker brokers, and the other 7 joker brokers send it to another 7 joker brokers, and it becomes a spider web of joker brokers sending pieces of paper to each other, trying to make this thing called commission, and none of them have banking experience, and all of them come up with garbage information to tell the client. Meanwhile, if this is your passport and you have a passport ID or banking information or something like that, it then becomes available on the World Wide Web. And that's something I would highly recommend never, ever, ever, ever do. How do we provide a solution like that? And here's the template for you to consider. There's a television show that you can Google, you can look it up, called Trade Up. It's a great entrepreneur. He's a hustler. He's bald. He has no hair. And every TV episode is pretty unique. He gets something like a bicycle as an example, and he trades it with a guy who's got a motorcycle, and then he trades the motorcycle for something else, something else, something else. Eventually he ends up like with a boat or a penthouse house like that. He hustles, he really hustles, and he trades up like that. So I want to tell you, there's no universal law that says you cannot trade up. Actually, there's nothing on the sky that says you cannot trade up. So if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to be creative in your thinking, you can actually go to, are you ready for this? Law firms. You can go to law firms, legitimate law firms, and ask them to be something called custodian, guardian. Custodian means guardian. Guardian of the asset. Now remember, this has to be a legitimate asset. It can be I downloaded a free document or a fake document off the internet. It can be like you bought junk bonds out of eBay. Like it can be like that. It has to be a legitimate banking instrument that has to have a legitimate value attached to it, that a law firm can verify it. And when I mean a law firm, I don't mean a lawyer who's doing divorce law, or I don't mean a traffic lawyer like that. It has to be a securities law firm like that. But the law firm has to validate it and say this is a real asset, and I can see there's some value to this for sure. This is law firms that have money. The law firm has to have some kind of a money, like maybe they are trustees of $2 billion like that. Just so you know, I've done this a few times. So you get the law firm to provide proof of funds for the value of the asset, and then here's the trick. There are a lot of banking instruments that are monetizable. One of them that's very common is stamp letters of credit. Every cutting house, every issuer, every organization that issues SBLCs has a law firm. They all have law firms. So what you do is you get the law firm that's a custodian that has funds available to provide proof of funds to the law firm that represents the issuer of the SBLC. So let's say you have a IBLE or you have a heritage bond or something like that for $5 million. You can get a law firm to give you proof of funds for $5 million, not to your name, but to the name of another law firm that represents a company that issues SBLC. Now that law firm, the one that issues SBLCs, can go to their client and say, I have a $5 million proof of funds from another law firm in the name of you, the client. Can you provide an LOI, letter of intent, to the client for $5 million? The company that issues SBLCs will then give you a letter of intent that they're going to give you a stamp letter of credit for $5 million. And you have to be the one paying for it upon them issuing it for you. Once you have a letter of intent, that's when you can go to institutions like mine or any of our competitors and say, I'm going to get a stamp letter of credit for $5 million. Here's the details of the organization, or here's the detail of the issuer. Can you bring the monetizer to the table? So then a monetizer comes to the table, and the next piece, and this is what we do for our clients, is we want to make sure the terms of the issuing of the SBLC coincides with the terms of monetizing the SBLC. So you don't want to get hung up on getting a contract and now all of a sudden you're on the hook for a $5 million amount of credit. Meanwhile, you don't even have $50,000 in your bank account. So you don't want to fall into that situation. So what you want to do is to say, okay, I want to get an SBLC, coincide with the date and time the monetizer is going to monetize it, and then off you go. Once you get that, and primarily if you're working with a lot of law firms, I highly recommend have a law firm that understands credit swap market or the credit market and can do contract reviews for you and make sure the terms and of the SBLC issue and the terms of the monetizer line up. You then execute that, and that is a proprietary process that we've developed that works like a charm in how to take a non-bankable instrument, turn it into a bankable instrument like an SBLC, and then monetize it. Now, once you monetize it, you can put the cash into a private placement program. You can take the cash and go home with it. You can the cash, put it, invest in your business, do all the things you want to do. But that's a proprietary process in how to monetize that banking instrument all in. I hope you found this content helpful. If you do and you need help in this area, feel free to reach out to our company, book a consultation call with us, and me and my senior associates will be happy to support you. Thank you.
Out of everybody that I run into, all the jokers, brokers, and I heard all type of stories and royal families this, and out of everyone that I done research to, you the most legitimate person, company that running this business.
We are very new with the SBLC process, what we are going through right now with a lot of our customers, an option of paying out to us. We had only a blur knowledge of what SBLCs and whatever Google has shown us. But after discussing with you, we have come to know exactly how SBLC works and what are the best possible ways of making or getting more, how can we leverage more on that SBLC.
What I've gotten out of it, I'm getting out of it right now, are the different ways in order to utilize and leverage, what I understood before. Now I understand even more. Talking to Taimour just for a short amount of time, he's given me other avenues to use, and I will use those.